Hi, branch managers. It's Emma Roberts from the Overseas Office. I know we discussed previously redoing some fields on TR to be more in line with what we would ask on a candidate registration form. That process has now evolved, and after speaking to Catherine and Claire and Leanne and a few others, we've come up with the idea that instead of having a candidate registration form that goes directly into TR where we ask lots of questions, we're going to collect the data and it will be integrated into Talent Rover at the internal vetting form stage. So this internal vetting form is available to everyone to use, and what will happen is the information from the internal vetting form, provided it's completed in full, will be transferred straight into Talent Rover. So the complete record, if you fill this out as you're vetting somebody over the phone, then it will go straight into Talent Rover, so you won't have to type anything again. Candidate registration, the reason why we didn't stick with candidate registration was that if somebody didn't come via the website, there would have had to be a different process of using a vetting form and taking all that information over the phone anyway. So we want to try and bring this process in as the formal process that you follow when you're registering a candidate. So we'll still get basic registration details through the website. You know, name, email address, and basic details. If it's relevant to your region, you'll get that email automatically through. You can then make a call to that candidate and use this internal vetting form, and whatever you put on this form will go into Talent Rover, and it will populate the fields associated with Talent Rover as we map it in. So the internal vetting form is here, and I'll just go through that with you. If you put your email in, then what will happen is once this form is complete by you, when you're going through the form, it will get emailed to you in a PDF format. So you can just fill in this bit, any other names, address, the candidate email address, candidate phone, is the CV, have you got the CV, no or yes? Are they a teacher or support staff? And this is important because the new fields on Talent Rover will either be teacher or support staff. So depending on what you choose here, you can see that the fields below change. So if I'm a qualified teacher, I choose the qualification, and this will all map to Talent Rover. Right to work, yes. TRN is not required, but obviously if they've got it, they can put it in. Obviously EWC is only relevant to Wales, languages spoken, English. Any further details about the role they're seeking? She is seeking a head of PE role. Year group, so key stage 3, 4 and 5, specialist subjects. PE and science. And you just obviously go through and do all of the things long term. So every day of the week. Are they available? Yes. It should not take you very long to do this form either. Method of transport, yeah, I'll drive. And so then you put in their educational experience. Do they have Sims experience? Yes or no. If they have experience, then you can outline it. If you say no, then no. Are they registered with other agencies? I found this on the web. So you can select that. The ones that are relevant. How did you hear about us? Obviously, we can then go to job boards, then it asks which job board. If you go to social media, it asks which type of social media. So that all of this will transfer through so we can tell where our candidates are coming from. Availability, this is going to populate the availability date. So let's say 22nd. If they have special needs experience, then it will provide this drop down that you can check off. If you say no, then this won't appear. Living outside the UK, have they done that? Yes or no? Referencing, so what organisations have they got permission from to get references? So if I put in teach in, you put the date from and date to, so 3rd of the 2019 and 9th of the whatever 2020. And if you want to add another row, you can add another row. So you just keep adding rows if you want to add more things. Are the references agreed? Yes or no? Do they hold a current DBS? Yes. And then it comes up with certificate number if they know it, or issue tracking date number. They're not required if they don't know it. If it's no, then they disappear. If it's yes or unsure, sorry, if it's no or unsure, they don't appear. And if it's yes, they do appear. Cautions, convictions. If it's yes, then you can put down all the details. If it's no, it won't appear. So it's all conditionally formatted. Disciplinary action, yes. So you write down what disciplinary action. If it's no, it won't show. Then the date for their registration interview, the time, and the consultant to interview if it's yourself, and the location. Obviously, just put the branch, and then I'm not a robot is just for secure purposes, and then you would submit the form. What will then happen is you will receive an email like this one here, and it will show all the fields that you filled out on behalf of that candidate, but it will also attach a PDF with all of that detail in it. So I'll just show you that. I'll just bring it over. There it is. Okay, so all of this will be completed in a nice little form. So you've got that for your reference. You can attach that to compliance, but once we integrate with TR, all of this information will already be in all the appropriate fields. So you won't need to do anything, which will be fantastic. I'm just waiting on Chris to migrate data and create those new fields on TR, then we can get the integration process done. But I think if we're going to go with the internal vetting form, it needs to be an absolute process where everyone fills out the data properly, because that will then ensure that our data is robust, it's correct, and it will increase our ability to search and make it really, really powerful for us to search and find candidates quickly. And obviously, you know, in terms of compliance and getting the candidate cleared to work, hopefully that will speed up the process in combination with the new signing processes that are available now as well. So that's the internal vetting form. Hopefully you're all on board with it. Hopefully you can get your consultants to do this as a matter of process, but I'll let you discuss that and decide whether you think it's a good idea or not. The other thing that we're going to do, Catherine and I want to bring in a marketing request form. So anything you require from us with regards to marketing, we'd like you to fill out an online form just to formalise the process, so we can keep a track of all the marketing requests that are done that might require approval. I will send a link to the marketing request, but this is what it looks like. It basically says this is where you submit your application, your name. Obviously, you put your full name. I'm just doing this as an example. So which branch are you from? So let's say Brighton Secondary. What type of marketing do you need? So content would be things like brochures, flyers, content for anything, social posts, part headers, self-explanatory. If you need a website update of some sort, if you want something on Talent Rover, obviously I would do that for you. If you want a PowerPoint presentation or any other presentation, if you want a campaign, recycle campaign, email campaign of any sort, paid social campaigns, video of any sort, a webinar, merchandise, or something else that's not on here. So there are some things that will require approval. So let's just say content and Talent Rover. So you can multi-select. Your request requires approval from your branch manager or senior manager who has approved this request. So I'll say Emma Roberts. So there's certain things that will require approval. So part headers is not one of those, but if it's a website update or something major on TR that we think we can share across the organisation, or it's a brochure that is going to go out, then it might be that we need to get approval from yourselves or from someone higher. Please outline the details of your request. I would like a flyer for the Brighton office. It needs, let's say for TAs or something. I'm just making it up. And then if there's anything that you want to upload to support the request, then you can drag or choose a file to drop here. I won't do it right now because it'll take a bit of time. But yeah, if there's something that you need us to look at, upload it here and then okay. And then how urgent is your request? not urgent or somewhat urgent. And then you put in the deadline date. So it might be 22nd of the 3rd, 2022, and then okay. Is there anyone else involved in this project? Do we need to consult with anyone else? No. Or you can write somebody's name and then submit, and that's it. So what will happen then is that we'll come to this form here, and it will allow Catherine and I to assign ourselves tasks. We can put the completion date and notes for any tasks, and anything uploaded will be available to us all in the one spot. We have been doing this manually for EQ and for Supply Desk. So you can see these are the completed tasks we've done for Supply Desk, and we do have sort of outstanding tasks that we're doing at the moment, both for EQ and for Supply Desk. So it'd be really helpful if you guys can get involved in the process and start to fill out the marketing request form. That'll help us and enable us to manage and make sure we're keeping to deadlines and delivering what you need when you need it as well. So thanks for listening. If you've got any questions, please ask and speak soon. Thanks. Bye.